showers. You don't get any water. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once. Sinks, right? Showers. And what goes with a sink and a shower? 10 times, right? 10 times. Wow, Bob, not me, of course, not me. Despite the fact that they don't go far, cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China, with materials only available in China. On day one, I will terminate Crooked Joe's ridiculous electric vehicle mandate. It's so ridiculous.
Kind of amazing that he still says.
Democrats' sweeping Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, has fueled significant progress in the fight against climate change since its passage in 2022. But if former President Trump wins back the presidency in November, he's likely to undermine those gains, or help a Republican Congress do away with the law entirely. The IRA includes a suite of tax credits for carbon-friendly energy sources and electric vehicles as part of an effort to protect the climate. It also includes money for grants that subsidize climate-friendly or pollution-cutting projects and a program to punish oil and gas companies for leaks of planet-warming methane. The law has been in Republicans' crosshairs ever since it passed. If they win the White House and both chambers of Congress in the upcoming election, they're likely to aim for at least a partial repeal. If they win the presidency but don't get both houses of Congress, or need time to work out the specifics of a repeal, a second Trump administration could also use executive action to curtail the law's reach. And some conservatives are already urging such action. We need a strategy for day one, thinking about how we can put the American taxpayer first, said Oliver McPherson Smith, director of the Center for Energy and Environment at the America First Policy Institute, a right-wing nonprofit that includes several Trump administration alumni. I think an America First administration should scour every single IRA program and question, how can we save the American taxpayer dollars in each and every one of them? And how can we prevent the flow of money to the Chinese Communist Party? One key tool for curtailing the programs could be found in tax credit guidance issued by the Treasury Department. In several cases, the Biden administration has offered a broad interpretation of the tax credits, maximizing the number of entities eligible for them, especially when it comes to those for electric vehicles, EVs. Asked about what a future Trump administration would do about the IRA, Trump campaign National Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in an email that Trump will repeal Joe Biden's radical EV mandates and cut costs to reduce inflation and get our economy booming again. She specifically described the bill's subsidies for electric vehicles as a gift to China and a death sentence to the American auto industry. Diana Furchtgott-Roth, director of the Center for Energy, Climate, and Environment at the Conservative Heritage Foundation, noted that these subsidies could be scaled back with new Treasury interpretation without changing the law. The Biden administration put forward guidance that allowed crossover vehicles to count as SUVs, rather than sedans, under the credit, meaning that purchases of more expensive electric crossovers would still garner the $7,500 consumer tax credit. The administration also issued separate guidance creating an exemption to a provision in the law that excludes EVs whose battery parts come from North Korea, China, Russia or Iran. It said that vehicles can still be eligible for the credit if their batteries contain non-traceable materials, low-value components that can come from multiple places and are not typically tracked in the way that more expensive minerals are. Trump has been an ardent critic of the Biden administration's push for electric vehicles. His administration recently released a plan that says he would stop the flow of American tax dollars that are subsidizing Chinese electric vehicle battery companies through Joe Biden's so-called Inflation Reduction Act. Furchtgott Roth, meanwhile, pointed to the Treasury Department's 2022 statement that leased vehicles could qualify for the tax credits, describing it as a giant loophole in the law's requirements for battery material sourcing. However, the department has argued that this point in particular is prescribed by law. Eligibility for the commercial vehicle credit is a straightforward reading of the Inflation Reduction Act as written by Congress, an application of long-standing tax law regarding leased assets. Spokesperson Ashley Chapital told the Associated Press last year. There was no room for Treasury interpretation. The department did take a broad approach to subsidies for electric vehicle chargers in rural areas. In that guidance, it defined non-urban as any census tract where at least 10% of blocks have not been designated as urban areas, making the charger tax credit available in places where most Americans live. Beyond EVs, executive action could also be used to limit tax credits for climate-friendly energy production. Travis Fisher, the Director of Energy and Environmental Policy Studies with the Libertarian Cato Institute, said that a future administration could issue guidance with more restrictions on when the same project can become eligible again for the credits. How a conservative administration would handle tax credit policy for hydrogen energy, meanwhile, is less clear. The Biden administration has proposed guidance that would restrict tax credits for hydrogen energy to projects that meet certain climate standards. Some Republicans, including Sen. Shelley Moore Capito, RW, VA, have said this credit should apply more broadly, while other conservatives oppose the credit entirely. Some proponents of the IRA have also raised concerns that an administration hostile to the law could actively look for additional ways to undermine it beyond official executive actions or legislation. Defunding, refusing to staff, firing lots of staff, just hollowing out the administrative capacity of these agencies can really slow things down, said Mike O'Boyle, Senior Director for Electricity and Energy Innovation and Energy. Former President Donald Trump is facing a cash prize. The U.S. presidential election looks leaders to be a rematch of 2020. The Republican Joe Biden and Republican Donald Trump are left shipping to victory at the nation's money-flush President Joe Biden and his campaign finance records filed Wednesday show the main super PAC supporting Trump rematch in November's legislative rollback on a day that additionally does Super Tuesday, when most states choose who they think should be candidated by transferring back the nomination dollars to save America. Republican Mr. Trump won in Alabama, even if there were a Republican prodigious Colorado, but I would say that it would be very similarly changed. North Carolina said Furchtgott Tennessee of the Sarah Virginia brushing aside Nikki Haley. Despite Republicans stated messages to restrict IRA programs to black law Republican donors offered by the law had some optimism. Loyalty. restricting opportunities for Americans to receive a tax credit by comparison. Biden's a rematch between Mr. Trump, 77, and Mr. Biden, popular to take things away as a presidential matchup since 1956 is one few Americans seem to want, based on opinions and the New Hampshire primary. Speaking to a crowd gathered at his Mar-a-Lago show, the May super Mr. Trump described the president as the vice president country has ever seen.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share.